All right, so welcome once again to our course, Editing with Me. And the whole idea is so that at the end of this course, you'll be able to edit on your own, be confident with editing. And so we'll be looking at the art and heart of video editing. And once again, thank you for trusting me with this task of, journeying with you on your video editing journey. So I know it's going to be fun and it's going to be amazing. Before I begin, I want to tell you a little bit about myself so you guys know who is trying to work with you here. Well, my name is James Neomugabo. Okay, perfect. I have been doing video editing for 5 years now. It's been fun. I think it's more than 5 years, but 5 years is the one that I can say I'm a bit confident in what I'm doing. And in total, I think I've edited, to be honest, I don't know how many, but it's quite some videos that I've worked on, and it's been fun. It's been an exciting experience, and every time after editing, I always feel great. And I hope that you guys will feel great too. Fun facts about me: I edit a single video every day, apparently. So roughly that's 365 videos a year. I'm just kidding. Some days I don't edit a video. I know, right? Yeah. Sometimes I don't edit, but even the days I skip, I end up like over editing other days. So it's like 365 videos a year. If I could only turn that into money, right? But anyways. So I work with different YouTube channels. I think it's about like 20 plus, if not, I don't know how many. But it's been fun doing content creation. It's what I enjoy doing, and that's what got me into video editing. Because as a video editor and a content creator, or let me put it this way, as a content creator, it's so much easier for you if you know how to edit, because you have control over what you're doing. You don't have to depend on someone to, like edit the video for you. You just do it for yourself. And because you're a content creator and a video editor at the same time, you have so much control on how you want to brand your message and how you want people to, receive whatever you're editing. So it's an added advantage to know how to do both. Which is why in this course, I won't just be teaching you how you can video edit per se, but I'll be showing you some tips and tricks on how to actually be a very efficient content creator. Because video editing is not just cutting and doing stuff around cutting and like a machine, really. There's some intelligence to it, so you need to understand what you're doing, and you have to have that creativity with you as well. And obviously, you guys know I'm in Canada. My background is Burundi. That's where my background is. I was born in Tanzania. I grew up in Malawi. I stayed a bit in South Africa, and now I am in Canada. And there's one more. I am hoping and believing to go to heaven. So that's the final destination. Anyways, praise God for those who believe in God. Everybody here believes in God, right? Great. So I think that's my introduction. Oh, there's more. So these are some of the projects I work on. I have a personal channel. I work on other channels as well, and it's been fun. I have worked with different organizations as well, including my church, which was really amazing. When the pandemic hit, it was amazing to be involved in video editing for the church. We had to pre-record everything, and it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. And those are other organizations I've worked with. And then these are people I've worked with somehow along the journey of video editing. Some of them you might recognize. Most of them are from Africa, because that's where I'm from, right? So, but yeah, those are the people. And then, yeah, this is my favorite quote when it comes to editing. I found it on Grammarly. They say, "To err is human, but to edit is divine." And I really believe there's something divine about editing, but not just editing, something divine about creating, right? Because we're made in the image of God, and because God is a creator, we also end up being creators by default. So I believe actually when it comes to content creation, like there's a science to it. Like you can actually create like God does, or like God did. So that's what I hope to share somehow through this course, and I know that you guys will enjoy the course that we'll be having today. I mean, starting today, and then for the next few days, ending up at the end of this month. All right. So without any further ado, is there any person who has any questions or anything they want to clarify before I proceed? If not, I'll just go right ahead, and because of the timing, I'll make sure we keep things short and sweet. All right, so introduction to video. Some of these things you may already know, but just to recap and get you guys comfortable with video, you want to know what is video. So we'll be looking at 4 concepts real quick for today. We're just doing theoretical basics, right? So we want to know what is video. How do you deal with video? How do you work around video? When do you release a video, or when do you record a video? When do you do video? And then why do you do video? So those 4 major questions. And if you answer these right, you end up being a powerful, not only video editor, but actually content creator as well. So let's start with what is video. Now you guys might already know, but really video is interesting because a video is like so many moving pictures. So a video is literally pictures, still images really, but many of them. And so it looks like it's moving pictures really. So that's something that's fascinating about video. Now you don't have to know everything about video, but you will do well to consider a few properties of video. Like every video has elements that it has that determine whether it's going to be great or not, right? Things like, well, length, for example. Length might look like it's an easy, like something that doesn't matter, but it's actually powerful. Like the length of your video will determine how successful it is, right? And that's why, for example, on YouTube, depending on what you're producing, it's not ideally to produce something that's long. People are looking for shorter content these days. So knowing the length, then there's the width, the ratio of the video. There's some vertical videos, let's say, and then horizontal videos and square videos. To know when to use those is also important as a video editor. So we won't spend much time. I will send this whole thing as PDF to you guys so you can look up the elements, but because of time, let's just move on. If you've used VLC before, which I assume you have, it does have some interesting things when you open a video. Under details, for example, it tells you something about the length of the video, the frame width, so that would be the width, and then the height of the video, and then talks about data rate, total bitrate or bitrate, and then there's a frame rate. All these things, if you understand them, it helps how you deal with video, because you know that if you manipulate one thing, you can end up with good video or very bad video. So for today, we're just gonna go over real quick the introductions of the things you need to know before you start editing a video. So, and these are like the main things. It's not everything, but these are the main things you need to know. So for example, the first property under the color of a video, because generally every video has color properties, the first one would be brightness. So a video can be bright or not too bright. As you can see here in the 2 examples, this one here is really bright. How do you tell it's bright? Because like, I mean, you can hardly see the white, like the whatever she's wearing, or that's a she, whatever he's wearing, I don't even know, but anyways. And then on this side, you can see that you can see everything clearly, but you can't see everything either. So some parts are really dark. So both can give you a different look, and so knowing about that helps you in your video editing experience. There's something called contrast, for example. Contrast is how different are two things. Like really in English, contrast, when you contrast 2 things. But in terms of light and color, it's the difference in appearance of two parts of a video. So for example, here you can see that this video here is really contrasted well, because whatever is black is really black, and whatever is lighter or brighter is really brighter and lighter. You can see the distinction clearly. But on this side, I mean, it's not really contrasted well, because you can see it looks like whitish kind of thing. You can't tell the difference between what's dark and what's bright, if that makes sense. So you don't have to know all these things, but whatever video editor you use is going to have these properties, and editing is simply manipulating these properties, increasing the contrast or decreasing the contrast and all that. And there's another cool one here. It's called saturation, and saturation just simply means the intensity of a color. And I've put here two images to show you that. So this image is, well, it has color for sure, but this one has more like intensity of this. So all I had to do was to go to the editor and increase the saturation, and it gave me more color here. It looks like too bright. In fact, if I removed all saturation, that's how you end up with a black and white image or video. So knowing about saturation is very important. And then there's an element or a property of video called temperature. This simply refers to how cold or warm a picture is. If you look at this picture or image or video, whatever it might be, you can see that it looks a bit blue, right? And it kind of looks like it's cold. Whereas this one looks a bit warmer, right? Now, as a video editor, when you depending on what you want to show, let's say you want to show mood and feeling or whatever, you can manipulate these temperatures. And for any video editor, you should have ability to change the temperatures to whatever feel you like. And so, yeah, so this is another interesting property. And then there's tint. I don't want to go into much details. We're going to talk about them later as we edit. And then there's a cool one here, shadow. So you can see that this image has more shadow. Like you can see that the blacks are a bit more distinct, whereas this one, it doesn't have more shadow. So shadow is very important as well when you're editing. But let's forget about color for now. Let's move on to video transform properties. So these are properties that can manipulate not the color or look of your video, but actually the position of a video, or even how the video itself was. So it doesn't change the looks, it actually changed the whole thing itself. So position, for example, in your editing, you will have to position videos differently depending on the purpose. You can make it centered, you can put it to the side, you can do whatever you want. All that is possible. You will need to understand that every video has rotation abilities. So for every video, you can actually rotate it. Let's say you can tilt it to whatever degree you want, depending on what type of feel or effect you want to produce. And then there's flipping the whole video. So you can actually flip a video upside down. Here's a good example. For example, you want to show literally that, in a story, let's say, he felt or she felt like the world was upside down. You could actually literally flip the video to show that emotion. And also you can use this to show emotions of intensity and overwhelmingness and all that type of stuff. We'll talk about all that later. And then there's scale. Scale is how big your video is. This one has a smaller scale as compared to this one, right? So it just means how big it is in proportion to the software you're using to edit, but also in proportion to the plane where it is, wherever it might be. Anyways, crop. You can actually crop a video. Let's say you took a video, it's a nice video, but it just has that one thing that you don't like. So you can actually crop the video, and with advanced technologies, you could actually remove an object in a video that you don't want to be. But that's for advanced levels. I won't talk about that today. Playback speed. You can actually take advantage of the speed of a video. You could actually make it faster or slower, and with any of that, it actually changes how the video feels and how the audience will receive it. So knowing about that is important. Before I move on, do you have any questions on that section of the properties of videos and whatnot? Okay, I assume there's no questions, so I'll just move on real quick. I see we have a few minutes, but that's okay. So types of videos, you need to understand the types of videos you're dealing with, because every video is different and has a different purpose. And there's in fact something called video codecs. Don't worry about the word, but it's just the reality of videos, because whenever you take a video, it's actually too large. So what they do is they have to convert that video into something that you can store and keep and share. So that's how we end up with things like, MP4, but MP4 would go under a certain category of codecs or of how you store a video. Okay, so anyways, that's how we end up with different formats, and with each format you have to compromise quality and size. That's the whole thing you're doing. So what's the difference between MP4 and MOV, for example? The difference will be about quality. So one will have higher quality, therefore higher size, whereas the other one will have lower size, which essentially means lower quality. So MP4 is the standard. There's MOV, there's WMV. I think they keep adding every day, but you don't have to know these things, but you need to know which one you're using. For example, in our world today, I think MP4 is the standard one, so you need to know how to work with MP4, and most video softwares accept MP4. So that's interesting. So another aspect of types of video you have to look at is actually what type of content are you producing as a video editor, or if you are a content creator. So you can do explainer videos, you can do how-to videos, you can do promo videos, you can do thought leadership videos, webinar and recorded webinars, case study videos. The list goes on and on. And once you know what you want to produce, then it's so easy to know what style of editing are you going to use, even what software are you going to use. But when you know exactly what type of videos you're dealing with. So I think I should ask if there's any questions on that. I think it's pretty clear. So let's move on to the I guess final stage. Actually no, this is second to last for our program today. Why video? Why are you interested in video? There are many reasons. I'm sure you guys have your reasons, but I'll just go quickly. From my personal experience, I've dealt with audio, photos, and videos, and I found that when I did video, it reached more people, right? So that's I guess why I just stuck with video so much. And here's a quick example. So I recently opened a TikTok account, and I've been posting some videos there, and like it just seems like people are interested in videos, especially short form videos, than they will be in pictures. So an example with this is, imagine if I only posted pictures on TikTok. I mean, it's not meant for pictures, but it can take pictures as well, in a sense. You won't have that much engagement, right? So the whole idea of video is that it engages with people more because it's like a combination of all media, right? So you can actually non-verbally communicate, something you can't do in an audio. Or, I mean, in a picture you could, but in picture you're just standing. So in a video, there's that engagement, interaction. There's obviously video comprises of all other forms of mediums. That's why when you learn video editing, you end up learning how to deal with audio, and in fact you also end up knowing how to deal with photos. For example, the color properties I was talking about, it's also true for a photo. A photo has brightness, a photo has saturation, a photo has contrast. And remember also that a video is really many photos put together like so quickly that they move so fast and it looks like it's something in motion, right? Anyways, video prompts shares. Our videos are shareable. Videos present quick and rich content. Videos incites action. Videos enable convenient and accessible production. That's powerful. It's easy to create a video than to write an essay or a blog, or even to record to record an audio. It's almost the same thing, but video really compresses everything into one. Like it just feels natural. Like you don't feel as stressed out recording a video about your thoughts than writing an essay about your thoughts, right? Video is more natural because it's just you speaking. So that's one of the, many of the advantages of dealing with video. So you guys are in the right space. And after all, the whole world is using video today. So anyway, so how do you record videos? You will have to use a camera like the one you see on the screen, which has a camera body and all that. Or you could just use your phone. Like, phones are so advanced these days. They have in some cases better sensors or better recording abilities than actual professional cameras. And then you can use your webcam. Like right now, literally I'm using a camera, let's say, but it's connected to my computer. So like the technology is so amazing that you, for whatever you like, there's an adaptation for whatever scenario you are in right now. So like the opportunities are always there. All right, so in our course we'll be looking at how to edit videos, and obviously we won't do that with our hands and minds. We have to use softwares, and those are some of the softwares we might use. There's Adobe Premiere Pro, I've used that one. Cyberlink Power Director I haven't really used. Adobe Premiere Elements I haven't used. There's Pinnacle Studio, Final Cut Pro, not really. Adobe Premiere Rush, I've used that. Corel Video Studio Ultimate, that was my first video editor. Filmora I have used a bit. WeVideo, that's what I use all the time. And the good thing about WeVideo is you don't need to download it in your phone or computer actually. All you need is a browser. That's how editing has become so much easier. All you need is a browser. Go to any computer and you will actually edit. And another aspect of editing is actually you can use social media to edit your videos. And I've been doing this with TikTok because TikTok is actually trying to compete with other companies, so it has made editing easier for people to become content creators. So what happens is when you go to TikTok, you could actually create a video. In fact, right now they have allowed people to upload up to 5 minutes. It used to be 3 minutes, now it's 5, which means I can upload my video there. I can put background music for free. I don't get into copyright strikes, at least if I'm on TikTok. And then I could put text on it. I can put, narrations on it. Like, opportunities are endless. All right, so that's something amazing to look into. I want to say though that with softwares, it doesn't matter which software you're using, because at the end of the day, it's all about what you want them to do. Like, each software has a reason for its existence. And if it doesn't meet your need, then focus on the one that meets your need. So it's not about what software I'm using, but what problem am I trying to solve, right? All right, I guess I would just recap here. Types of editing. You could use, editing using softwares like Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects, or other complicated stuff. Or you could use this cloud-based editing. I'll just separate it into two because otherwise it might get confusing. So you can do it on a computer where you need the app to actually do the editing, or you can use a web browser where I'm gonna edit. I don't need to save, everything is saved automatically. And that's how I edit with WeVideo. We will be using WeVideo because it's easier to implement, I guess, and I don't want to overwhelm anyone, so we'll just use what's easier for our training purposes. But if you guys feel like you want to do something better, you will tell me. Publishing, obviously we have amazing opportunities for publishing. You can just put it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn if you're in business, or even on your status. So like, there's opportunities for publishing. Or you can actually take it a step further and say, I want to create my own website. You could use programs or companies like Wix, Squarespace, Weebly, or even use the free Google Sites app, which helps you to create a simple site for your content. As you publish, you have to make sure you are aware of the formats, right? I'm sure like right now every social media platform tries to accommodate everything, but in reality it only supports one thing. For example, for YouTube, I mean, now they have shorts and all that, but it would be weird to upload vertical videos all the time on YouTube if they are not shorts. Let's say you create a 10-minute video and it's vertical. Like it just doesn't feel right, because the whole thing is built to be like a not landscape, yeah, I guess, yeah, actually like a landscape video, right? So you have to know, depending on where you are publishing to. So as a video editor, you have to know these things, because if a video is meant for TikTok, then as you export, which is a function for publishing, or like finishing a video, then you have to make sure the dimensions are right. Okay, and I'm gonna be sending this to you guys as well. Last but not least, when you publish, you need to make sure that you follow after the analytics and feedback. This is so important, because what's the point of editing a video so nice, it's great, but then it goes out there and it doesn't make a difference, right? So you need to know, okay, the video I created, is it reaching people? Why is it not? So also, video editing and content creation is more of a learning process than I know everything, because there are so many variables involved. So you could use free things like free tools, I should say, like the one Facebook has for everyone, really. If you have a page, that is, it tells you in your posts when people are most on Facebook, let's say. So if you know that people are most on Facebook at a particular time, or you have the most people on Facebook at a particular time, then you could just post a few minutes before that time. That way, it's gonna get so much engagement right away. So that's a trick there. And then you could do something. If you look at the likes, just went away. If you look at the likes, the reach, the page views, and all that, you can learn so much about how your video is doing, right? And here's YouTube, for example. They tell you when your viewers are on YouTube. So knowing these things helps you to know when to publish and to share your videos. I think that's the end for today. Next topic we'll be looking at, this one will be studying. We're actually now going to start editing. We're going to be looking at color correction. So we talked about all the color properties. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at how you can now manipulate those colors to create something amazing, to take a video that looks bad to make it look great. All right, so that's what we will be doing tomorrow. If you guys have any footage, videos you've recorded, or maybe projects you're working on that you want edited, this would be a good time to share them to me so we can learn on those videos, right? So share those videos in the chat. You can actually share them in the WhatsApp group, or you can, if you are brave enough, you can send them to my email. But in any case, we'll be continuing tomorrow. I hope this was fun. Let me know if you have any question, or if this helped you, or if it didn't.